So, I think this has been one of the hardest weeks, maybe the hardest week since I had the baby. Yeah, emotionally, it's been the hardest week. So, this nursing strike / breast refusal, I have been in the blackest, deepest, self-made hole about it. So what's crazy is how much I didn't know, and yet how much I did know about other things. You know, how informed I thought I was. And yet you find out that there's this whole world that you don't know about, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, now this thing that when I first had the baby and I had some friends who had children offer me to get in touch with their lactation consultant, because apparently breastfeeding can be an issue. And I was like, I'm good, everything's fine. And the whole wisdom of pumping to build up supply, that I didn't do. And I never, I think I just thought this is for working mothers who don't work in the home, who are going to not be with their child and want to make sure that he has breast milk. And I thought I'm going to be with him so often that if ever something happens, I'll just give formula for that one time. That's really what I thought. And I didn't realize that the unforeseen can happen. Just so basically, I didn't realize that, like, you might be ill, your supply might go down, hello, your baby might have a breast refusal, shit happens, and then you're in this situation where something that you planned for doesn't go your way. And what has really struck me about this moment is that so much of my concern is because the recommendation is for babies to breastfeed for a year. And if the recommendation was for babies to breastfeed until 9 months, which is how old the baby is, I feel fine. I would be like, this is fine. But the feeling of failure and rejection, which is crazy how much I feel it, comes because it's not fitting an idea or really a practice or something that's out there. Am I someone who very, very deeply wants to have this breastfeeding relationship with the baby for a very long time? I can't say I am, although I can see from what's happening now that it meant more to me than I realized. But that it's so developmentally normal. That's also what I've learned. It's super normal for this time around 9-10 months when the babies are starting to move more. They're just too busy for the patience of the boob if there's an alternative. So by having offered this bottle, which I was celebrating, I gave him this option, which now is super appealing. And I've been pumping like crazy. All this shit that I not only said that I wouldn't do or wasn't interested in or didn't think fit me, but now I'm in this frenzy or I was in this frenzy of fixing the situation. And I had to catch myself. In fact, I couldn't catch myself. I couldn't stop myself from going into this really obsessive place of wanting things to be different and wanting to control it and wanting to fix it and really a lot of self-flagellation about what I did wrong and why I'm in this situation. And it took, I was in a hole for about a week, and it's probably only been a day or two that I've emerged a little bit. And part of that has been in understanding how much of a construct it is, and how much what I'm starting to read is like breastfeeding is such a loaded topic and with so much pressure, and so much judgment, and it's really fascinating. So part of why I think I've managed to, I'm starting to get out of the hole, is in realizing, sure, not only that it's a construct a little bit, you know, what should be, and you know, but also in coming just a little bit closer to accepting that the baby is super happy when he's not breastfeeding. Like, he's fine. So, you know, I think I asked myself questions like, who is this for? In fact, someone asked me that and I was like, oh, who is this for? The baby's fine. He's fine, more than fine. He's thriving. So is this for me? And if it's for me, what does it mean? So it's forcing me to look at my motivations in a way that I didn't actually look at before, and really understand, you know, what is the importance of this for me beyond what it says on paper that it should be. And I'm coming to terms with that still, but at least now I feel like I managed to take just a fucking tiny step back from the situation and see, okay, this is normal. Okay, this is what is said should happen. Okay, this is a field that's full of conversation that I didn't realize. I'm not alone. And so from that, thankfully, that was like, okay, so now I can breathe a little bit, just having a tiny bit of space to breathe and be like, what's here now? And that's just crazy, like, so simple, like, what am I saying? It's nothing insightful, but it's like, what is here now? I'm healthy, the baby's healthy, there's food, he's happy, I could be. And again, he's completely clueless about how this is impacting me. So it's not like there's a relationship between us about what's going on. This rejection is really just going on for me. So it's been just this like exponential learning experience that I'm totally not over. I'm still struggling with it a lot, but we'll see what happens. But it's almost like it's probably one of the biggest tests that I have been given in this short life of the baby. And I know people probably go through so many more hardships, you know, with babies who come out early, babies who don't feed at all, people who struggle with breastfeeding, people who give formula but wish that they could, you know, lots of variations where either you can beat yourself up or you question your worth and your importance and your decisions, and it's very wild and challenging. But I do think that I will come out okay in the end. So thank you for watching, and hit the bell icon to get notified when I release some thoughts and updates on what's going on with me and the baby, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much.